So I've got this post from one of the Facebook groups. It talks about a contractor that didn't make it to the inspection with the carrier adjuster. And then the adjuster called the contractor thinking that he was calling the policyholder to let them know the bad news. They didn't find any damage. But instead they got a hold of the contractor that had already done an inspection on the property. And the contractor had a lot of tough questions for him because the adjuster said that there was no spatter on anything on the property. And there was spatter on certain things, and the contractor pointed that out. And then the carrier said, well, we don't have anything on that data loss, and the contractor had something to say about that. And then the contractor says, well, what about all the collateral damages that are on the soft metals? And the carrier adjuster said, well, that could all be mechanical stuff. So it sounds like they had an excuse for everything. There's two big problems here. And the first big problem is that the contractor didn't help the policyholder prove their loss effectively. One, they didn't show up to the inspection, which means they can't point out the damages to the adjuster, which is a big problem. You definitely need to be at these things because the adjusters are going to miss some stuff. They're kind of in a hurry. They have a lot to do. And so if you're not pointing it out to them, they might miss it. And they're human. They might miss things. Hell, they might find more stuff than you found. But they're humans. They might miss things. You need to be there. But the real pressing matter here is that you didn't put all this information, these photographs, into any kind of a report to show what it is that you found during your inspection. And you didn't provide that to the policyholder to give to the carrier. So this adjuster that showed up without you, if that had been provided to him in advance, a report that has all this information in it, photographs of these spatter marks with measurements of your own, information from your weather data, any kind of description of the damages that you found, the collateral damages there. If you had some kind of evidence like that, an expert report of a type that you've provided the policyholder and they sent that to their carrier, and this adjuster would have had no way of saying that that stuff didn't exist. If you don't prove it, you lose it. I think that this is exactly the kind of scenario that happens more often than not when you don't show up for an inspection. The carriers are only required to investigate what's claimed, and it has to be very specific. They are in a hurry. They are doing a lot. They have too many claims to get to do more than a 15-minute inspection sometimes. Whether that's appropriate or not, that's reality. If you want to make sure that they are looking for what actually is there, then you need to provide them the information of what actually is there. If you can provide that to them, it makes it a lot easier for them to say, yes, you do have damage. I agree with your contractor. Everything seems to be in order. We're going to pay for your claim. If you guys are doing something like that, if you're providing more than just a photo report, if you're providing a whole expert report, put down in the commentary how that has benefited your company. I think that you'll be surprised to find out that it makes a huge difference for people. And that's why we teach this as a part of the Prove It movement, which you'll see about later. I hope that helps.
Do you recognize you had like 3 sign-offs?
Yeah.